I'll be done after this one. No, I'm not gonna be done after this one. I got one more and then I'm done. When people take your stuff or touch your stuff, you know, or eat your stuff and leave like a little bit, like, oh my gosh, I can't, don't touch my stuff. I don't like people touching my stuff. Like, to you it may look like it's a mess, but it's my mess. Like, I know where everything is within my mess. Like, don't touch my stuff. Like, I really hate when people touch my stuff, right? And when I come back, yeah, it's organized, but everything is like, now I don't know what anything is. Like, that just irks me. Like, don't touch my stuff. Like, I will organize my stuff myself. Thank you, but no thank you. Okay? Because you don't, like, I mean, seriously, there's, you know, there's reason to my madness. Like, don't touch my stuff, you know? Or like washing my clothes. Like, a lot of the clothes I buy, like, I can say this, I think about 80% of my closet is BCBG. So that means a lot of my clothes need to be dry cleaned. Okay? The stuff I buy from ASOS, you can actually wash in the washing machine, but it has to be like hung to dry, you know, air dry. You can't put it in the dryer, you know? So what I don't like is when people trying to like wash your stuff or like let me say this. One time I had this very expensive BCBG sweater that I bought in Paris. That was like, and I bought that, it wasn't even on sale. It was like, it was really expensive, you know. And then, like, you know, sometimes it's like, sometimes in life there are certain things, like certain circumstances that happen that you have money to buy certain really expensive things, but and then later on you just don't have those opportunities anymore like that. Okay, so my husband, like, he washed my sweater in the washing machine. That's not too bad. And then he put my sweater in the dryer. By the time I saw my sweater, it looked like my 2-year-old's sweater. Like, it looked like a 24-month-old sweater from the Gap. Like, it was not even funny. I was so livid, you know. And when I say don't touch my stuff, I'm actually talking about him. Like, don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. You know, don't just take it here and put it there. I can't. You know, if you're going to touch it, put it in its proper place. Don't just do that. I can't. Like, I can cry for my closet. You guys, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Like, my clothes are so expensive. They really are. And I work hard for them too, okay? But like, that's just like, I can't. Or like, people eat your food, people drink your stuff, and they leave just a little bit of it. Like, sometimes I'm like, I gotta rush home just to make sure my stuff is still there. You know, it's crazy. Or like, I really can't. See how I'm like squeezing the brush, because that really is that ish I don't like. Okay, that's that ish I really, really don't like. What else did I don't like? People spreading rumors about me. Actually, no, that one I don't mind, because it makes me important. Hey, if I can get some free PR, I'm all about it. The last thing I will say, and then I'm gonna cut this off for good. Maybe I'll make a part 2, I don't know. But the last thing I hate, I really don't like that is people with the question, where are you from? Not just to me, but to like my parents. Like, this one guy asked my dad where he was from. My dad cussed him out. Like, it was so funny. He's like, I'm not your friend. You know, and he cussed him out. It's like, not like, I'm not ashamed of where I'm from. Okay, but it's just like when people will actually interrupt you when you're talking just to ask you that question. It's like, what? I'm talking to you right now, and I'm talking to you about something very specific. Like, you can wait until I'm done talking, answer my question, and then you can ask me the question. I will answer your question, of course, because of course I look different. Like, I don't look like African American. I completely understand that. Or maybe I'm not, I don't even sound like, you know, whatever. That is fine with me. But please don't interrupt me just to ask me where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh my gosh, I love your accent. Like, oh, that's another ish I don't like. That whole, oh my gosh, because I think every time somebody says to you like, oh my gosh, everything that comes after that is complete BS. Like, she's about to insult you, like shade but no shade. That's what it is. Like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. No, she don't love your hair. Oh my gosh, I love your car. No, she don't love your car. Oh my gosh, this dress looks so good on you. No, she wish she was wearing your dress. Like, every time somebody says to me, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. And then I look at him like that. Try me. Try to say it. Try to say it. Try to say it. All right. She doesn't say it because she know better. No, but seriously, it's like it gets to be so annoying, you know, like people try it with my mom, and my mom has a very thick French accent, you know. You can hear, when she talks, you can hear the R's, like, you know, like, ooh, yes, yes, of course, of course, of course, you know, like, that's how she talks, you know, her English. You can hear the R's, like, it's very French, like, you know, but so what? Like, she knows she speaks like that. Do you really need to remind her, or say, like, oh my gosh, where are you from? Of course she's not from here. My thing is, like, and the thing is, there's nothing wrong with asking somebody where they're from, but make sure you know the person first, you know, because it's not, some people don't want to be asked a question for whatever reason, and it's very disrespectful. It really is very, very disrespectful. If you don't know someone, if you meet somebody for the first day, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, where are you from? It means, like, everything I've said, you're not listening. Everything I try to convey to you, you did not absorb, because you were so, you know, consumed with knowing where I'm from. And I just hate that. Like, what? What are you doing? No. So I just don't like that. Oh my gosh, your accent's cute. Okay, sure, you have an accent too. Like, what is your point? Nobody in here speaks like the Queen's English. Like, so what are you saying? So I just don't like that. Please don't do that. And oh, before I leave too, like, the other thing I don't like is, like, when you go somewhere and there are other Africans there too, and they want to come up to you like, oh, are you from Africa? Where are you from? You know, I'm from Ghana. That one just gets me. Well, I'm from Nigeria. I'm like, okay, good. What's your point? Oh, I'm from Cameroon. Okay, great. What is your point? Exactly. And that's like, dudes be doing that. A lot of guys do that. And it's like, okay, are we supposed to, like, hug or do this? Or are we supposed to, you know, are we supposed to, you know, azonto, or are we supposed to do, like, coupe for DECAY? I mean, like, what are we supposed to do? I don't get it. You know, are we supposed to, like, check our weight? You better check your weight, check your weight, check your weight. I mean, like, what are we supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's like, okay. I mean, I'm glad you're here, you know, I'm glad you're African, I'm glad you love me or whatever. I love you too, but okay, now I gotta go. Like, what? What was that? I don't know, okay? My sister, yes, my brother, what's up? When they do that, I'm like, I'm going. My sister. I was like, oh, sweetheart, yes, my brother. How can I help you? You know, I just... You better check your weight, check your weight, check your weight. You better check your weight, check your weight. What? Okay, so oh my gosh, I can go on about the African one though. That's the ish I don't like. Maybe I should do that. It's like, the ish I don't like is how people think every person that's Nigerian is a scam artist. It's like, what? Please go sit down somewhere. And it's just like, it is just too much. But the worst one is like, where are you from? That question to me is just like, it's irritating. I really don't like that question. I don't like it. Gosh, like, really? Really though? Seriously? Oh my gosh, like, what? No. So guys, I think that's it. Oh no, that's not it. The last thing I'm going to say about Africa, even though I do say I'm from Africa too, I'm from the Ivory Coast, right? And the thing that gets me, that I really don't like, is how people look at Africa as like a country, and it's not a country. Like, it is a continent, okay? Yes, America is very big, and of course you can look at it like Northern America, like what we call the United States of America. You can definitely look at that as even a continent in itself, because every state in America is like a country. Like, are you kidding me? But Africa is a continent, not a country. okay? And if you travel throughout Africa, or if you Google whatever you want to do, you'll see that wherever you go, we look different, okay? A Western African girl is going to look very different than an Ethiopian girl, okay? Who's going to also look very different than a South African girl, who's going to look very different than a Moroccan girl. So we're all on the same continent, but we look different. And sometimes people say, oh, Africa, or when I was in high school, I had some, like, this one girl referred to me as Africa, which I thought was, like, very offensive, but whatever. We're on the same continent, but we have our own identity. We're different people. Like, people from Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone speak English, for example. And the rest of West Africa speaks French, okay? When you go, for example, you go down towards, like, you go down a little bit, you have countries like Angola. In Angola, people are brown like me, very sexy. I think Miss Universe is Miss Angola, right? They speak Portuguese. You know, they speak Portuguese. You know, they're very different. If you go, like, towards Senegal, there's a little island underneath Senegal called Capo Verde. You know, they also speak Portuguese, the Capo Verde, okay? Like, we're very, very different. You go down south, you even within South Africa, you have another country called Swaziland, which is also different. They have their own culture. You leave, like, South Africa, there's another little island called Madagascar. You know, they look Native American with a mix of black and all other kinds of stuff in there, okay? So we're very, very, very different. Very different. And I would appreciate sometimes if people would refer to a country specifically. If you want to talk about Nigeria, say Nigeria. Like, people would say, oh, I was in America, and I went to France, and then I went to Africa. Like, okay, these are countries, that's a continent. Like, what are you trying to say? You know, that's like one more thing I don't like, okay? Because we're very different. We have amazing culture, and we're proud of who we are. Like, people will come and, when you lived in Africa, like, did you see lions in the streets? What? Oh my gosh, like, oh, I watched on TV and I heard, like, when you were in America, did everybody have a gun? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, oh, like, when you lived in Africa, did y'all go to school? Well, when you live in America, was every woman on welfare? I mean, it's like, okay, you know, like, oh my gosh, like, there's this in Africa. Okay, there's this in America too. Like, what are you trying to say? You know, it's like, stop watching CNN, okay? Like, they will have, like, these dumb, and I blame these dumb commercials who, like, you know, like, feed the children, or, like, world save the children. And then they got the, like, little Tim, you know, he's sitting there like this. And then they here is Tim's face, right? So this is Tim. Because they always have Christian names, right? Right? And all of a sudden, and then, like, the person, the voice goes like, oh, Tim is a little boy in Kampala, that's in Uganda, right? And, you know, his mom and his father died of HIV, and now, this is Tim, while the person is talking, and now, you know, all he has is his grandmother. Every morning when Tim wakes up, he has to walk about 25,000 miles to go fetch some water, and then he walks like this, and he's all puny and stuff, and he's walking bare feet with, you know, dirt over his head and stuff like that, to go get some water for his little brother Jonathan, you know. But if you donate $1 a day, $1, we can feed Tim with his brother and his grandmother for an entire year with just $1. Why don't you consider giving Tim and Jonathan a better life, a better tomorrow? World saves the children of Africa. You know, you'll see them, like, playing in the mud, you know, and acting like some crazy baboons and stuff. Like, they're so, like, little pigs. Like, they're so happy to be playing in the sand and stuff like that. And I'm like, can you please stop? And I think a lot of people, that's what they get. That's the image. Oh, sorry. That's the image that they have of Africa. It's like, you know, starving kids, you know, miles of refugees walking and kids with bloated stomach and mucus coming down their noses and, you know, sand everywhere. Well, just like we also in Africa have this idea of America where every single black male is in prison. You know, and kids, they kill each other over tennis shoes. And when black person doesn't act right, they get their ass whooped by the police. You know, I mean, you know, it's like, so it's like, you know, the same way they portray, like they put out negative images of Africans on TV here, is the same way they put negative images of black people in Africa. Like that's what we get, you know, like shows like Cops, you know, bad boy, and you see all these black people running and stuff and jumping fences, you know. Like a good movie that I saw was Boys in the Hood. I was like, wow, is that how black people live? Like they kill girls and they leave them to rot, and they play basketball around these girls. Oh my gosh, that just stinks. Oh my gosh, are they really gonna shoot him in the back? Oh my gosh, Maurice Chestnut, run! You know, you know, like little boy, like the grown ass kids sucking a pacifier and stuff, like, you know. So I'm just like, whatever you think you see of us, we see worse when it comes to you. Trust me, you know. So it's like, hey, okay, so it's like, it's not like that. We have schools, we have roads. Yes, we have a lot of poor people, just like there are poor people here, but for us it's more severe. But if Romney gets elected, it's probably going to be worse here, okay? So it's like, get to know people, get to know people's story. And it's not just for Africans, but it's for any immigrant. Because like, just like Jay-Z said in his song, and I was very offended by that when he was like, oh, driving Benzes, not bad for some immigrants. I was like, who are you talking about? Driving Benzes, not bad for ex-drug dealer, okay? Because where we from, everybody drives a Benz. Okay, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know. In China, people drive Benzes. In India, people drive Benzes. If you're talking about the Persian people, oh no, they done. They drive Bentleys anywhere they go. Okay, African people got Benzes. Like, it's nothing new. It's just that some people don't have much. So you think that people need to come to America to be driving a Benz? You are a fool. Are you kidding me? Like in America, people buy cars on credit. Where I'm from, people buy cars with cash. Like it's cash money, or you out, nobody's talking to you. So it's like, So yeah, that's that ish I don't like too. Like people always think like we so poor and we so starving and we were dying to come over here. Nobody was dying to come over here, bro. No. No. Trust me. No. So it's like, get to know people for who they are. Get to know somebody's story, because you will be surprised. It's like, you know, and a lot of people, especially if you so yeah, I'm gonna stop there for now because this has been quite long. But that's really the stuff I don't like. Yeah. Or just like one more. Or just like you have like other African girls trying to be like, oh, you know, why are you holding it out? You know, I know you're Nigerian and you want to, you know, won't you just let it out? That wasn't for me. I saw that with another friend. Like this one girl sent her a comment on her YouTube channel saying like, or like an inbox saying, why are you holding it in and let it out? And I'm like, who told you she was Nigerian? Like, who told you that? Like, that's the issue. I'm like, mind your business. Really? Did you watch the video? Did you get what you want to get out of it? Good. See you later. Okay? Hasta luego. Okay? And on that note, I think I'm done right now. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That's the ish I don't like. I hope I didn't offend anyone, but whatever. If I offended you, it's alright. You'll get over it. It's nothing serious, really. It's a tag. You know, you gotta be honest with it. It is what it is, right? So, guys, yeah. I will see you in the next video.